The estate car is the responsible choice. The thing you buy when the sports car stops making sense. BMW looked at that logic, built an M3, and gave it a tailgate, 503 horsepower, 3.6 seconds to 100 kilometers per hour. All-wheel drive, a boot that opens to 500 liters. This is not a compromise. This is the argument that the compromise was never necessary. By the end of this walk-around, you will know whether that argument holds. In frozen silver metallic, the Touring reads differently from a 3 Series estate before you reach the badge. The M-specific wider front track pushes the arches out structurally, no plastic cladding simulating a lower, wider car. 21-inch jet black M-Lite alloy wheels sit at the corners rather than underneath it. Carbon fiber mirror caps. At the rear, 4 exhaust pipes arranged in 2 pairs. A flush roof spoiler that sits rather than rises, and a rear diffuser that is aerodynamic work rather than a styling decision. 3.6 seconds to 100. That figure earns everything on the outside of this car, and what produces it is next after the interior. The M carbon seats and Merino Cognac leather are the detail that tells you this car was configured by someone who drives rather than someone who orders. Full carbon shell backing, integrated headrests, lateral bolsters that hold you in corners without making the motorway feel like punishment by the second hour. The M steering wheel has carbon fiber spokes and M1 and M2 drive mode buttons where your thumbs land naturally. Curved dual display, 12.3-inch instruments alongside 14.9 inches of infotainment angled toward the driver. I went looking for the cheap materials because at this price there are always some. I found them on the lower door cards. I stopped looking after that. 500 liters with the rear seats up, around 17.7 cubic feet. Fold them flat and you have 1,510 liters, around 53.4 cubic feet. Ski bags alongside 2 passengers without rearranging anyone's weekend. Rear seat space is the estate argument made physical. 2 adults fit without negotiating knee room against the front seats. The Cognac merino leather carries through from the front, so the rear passengers aren't sitting in a different car. Headroom is where estates earn their place over the sedan, and this one earns it. The rear middle seat is the honest negative. The transmission tunnel is wide enough that the third position is a short journey compromise, not a real seat. The load lip is low. The opening is wide. A boot this useful in a car that does 3.6 seconds is not a normal combination. That is precisely the argument. 503 horsepower from a 3-liter twin-turbocharged inline-6. 650 Newton-meters of torque. That torque figure is what empties your lungs at motorway on-ramps. Even on the days you tell yourself you are just driving normally. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.6 seconds, around 3.4 seconds to 60 miles per hour. xDrive runs rear bias to standard, so the car behaves like a rear-wheel drive M3 until the grip runs out, at which point the front axle arrives without announcing itself. This engine has been in M3S for several generations. It has not run out of arguments. What it does in a car with 1,510 liters of boot space is the argument this walk-around is making. 121,500 euros in Competition M xDrive touring configuration in Belgium. The Porsche Panamera Sport Turismo at comparable performance starts above 150,000. That gap buys a Porsche badge, a more sculpted roofline, and a name people will ask about at the petrol station. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.